Hey guys, the topic of today's video is idioms. Specifically, the idiom that is going to be discussed is wait a second in 3 different languages: English, Japanese, and Chinese. First, in English, the most common phrase wait a second or wait a sec is often used to tell somebody to wait for a short period of time. Variations of this include wait a minute and wait a moment. The meaning of this is pretty simple and self-explanatory. However, it's more important to make sure that you aren't taking this too literally. Saying wait a second or wait a minute does not mean you have to set a timer for 1 minute. It just simply means to wait for a short period of time. This dates back to when people used telecommunications. You can see the people on the right in the picture often use these devices to tell the customer to wait a short moment. In Japanese, the closest translation to wait a sec is 少々お待ちください or even 一瞬お待ちください. Now this is also not meant to be taken literally. 一瞬 may seem like a very short period of time, but often this can mean a few minutes. This can be quite confusing for people at first, because we don't know when or how long you should wait for the other person to respond back to you. You can usually hear this when, again, you are doing telecommunications or also waiting for your table to be seated in a restaurant. Lastly, in Chinese, there is an idiom called 过2天. Now, this is not a direct translation of the other English and Japanese ones, because there isn't really a specific translation. However, a very similar one is 过2天. Now, this one is also very confusing. 过2天 does not mean 2 days, as indicated in the wording. In fact, it means several days. This can range from 3 to almost even a week. Often, I got confused for this wording because I, like many others, took it way too literally and thought, oh, well, I guess I'll wait 2 days. And then I waited more than 2 days, which caused me to be confused. Hopefully, you aren't confused when you are met with these phrases. Take your language learning to the next level by remembering these phrases. Although they aren't exactly that intuitive, it's important to have them in your pocket to be able to use or comprehend other people, especially because they are used so often in conversation. It'll make your speech much more natural sounding. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Hope to see you in the next one. Find me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and on my website. Thanks for listening.